So wait, if you want to wait until you're at least 40 before going deaf, why not before or after? Why specifically that age?
Because that's what all the cool kids are doing.
What cool person is waiting until 40 and then intentionally making themselves go deaf?
You know how they say waiting for marriage? It's like that.
But so, so how are you going to go about going deaf of your own free will? Are you going to just go to a lot of concerts, or are you just going to put a megaphone up to your ears and then just click the button as hard as you can?
Yes.
Both? Okay. All right. That sounds like a
You know that bit in
very
Bar in The Simpsons where he strings multiple megaphones together? It's
yeah.
like that.
But you're gonna curve them slightly so they form a circle going around your head, and then it'll be like a 15-foot radius of megaphones,
Yes.
and then it'll lead back to your mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just say hi, and then your head catches on fire.
Exactly.
All right, well, it's yeah, it's a slow fade. Doesn't get better. Just good luck with that, buddy.
It's one of
I
my
think my sister has hearing problems now because she has this ear infection,
mm-hmm.
and because she refuses to take her medicine, suddenly she's unable to hear me when I'm talking at a normal volume. Thankfully, though, I'm yelling a lot, not in an angry way. It's just I'm a very loud
You
person
do yell a
naturally,
lot.
so
That's that's what you can credit for your YouTube stardom. You're very
I
loud.
yell a lot. Even when I'm happy, I'm yelling. Even when I'm neutral, I'm yelling.
One of my favorite
Um,
YouTube videos of all time is Jax Films a loud YouTubers video. I'm gonna send it to you. It's amazing.
I can't watch it right now.
It's
Also,
like
you're
2 minutes.
cross promoting another YouTube channel in the middle of our podcast.
Well, it's like, I mean, if people haven't heard of Jax Films by now already, then like
I sure hope my thing is recording.
you can check
It
that.
looks like it is. It looks like it is. But I don't know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's any way to check.
Check.
Check 1, 2. Check, check!
Check, check.
Yo, David, what's up? You in the future editing this? How you doing?
Probably pretty terrible.
Oh yeah, yeah. This after the that's after the accident happened.
What?
When he, what?
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 Huh?
What?
Okay. I have this video on mute, so it just looks like he's just kind of having a really, really difficult time with a fan while clips play.
Well, the idea is that the people are being really loud, so then he just it's like he's being blown away by the noise.
Oh, gee, I couldn't gather that. Thank you for explaining it. Thank you. What would I ever do without you? Hey everyone, give a big hand to David for being able to explain things to me. I wouldn't be able to get anything on my own without him.
Just a warning
No.
for the viewers: we're gonna be visited by Salties here today.
I'm very salty.
So yeah,
I've had a very rough couple of weeks. A lot of bad shit's gone down. I'm a little bit tired of the world right now, but not tired enough that I can't record the podcast.
you're doing this
So-
because you're salty, because you know that will allow for the comedy.
Hey, well, the no amount of salt will replace my PS4 controller that you broke. So
Oh, and speaking of salty, I'm working on a new.
deflect it every time. He's never gonna own up to it.
Speaking of salty, my new video. You wanna, where if you wanna watch a video of that sort of thing, we get to talk about. I talk about that whole Spider-Man Insomniac PS4 thing, and let's just say it opens with me just drinking people's salty tears. So yeah, be excited for that.
Way to spoil it. I'm working on writing my Punisher review right now, and so far I've got the first page done plus a paragraph. And I set a rule for myself for this one because I wanted to work well within YouTube's new parameters. So you know what I did? I gave myself a list of words to not use. I'm gonna write the entire review script without using the words shoot, stab, gun, knife, weapon, punch, kill, murder, assassinate, interrogate, mutilate, or
sex
viscerate.
Words that you're not gonna use.
There's not a whole lot of sex in that game, unless like you're turned on by violence, in which case it's like basically Leisure Suit
You
Larry.
are turned on by violence.
Not
You.
Who, me?
You.
Who's you? Like
You.
our Asian audience? Hi, John. You. There's probably at least one person subscribed to me named John Yu.
Remember I'm talking about you as in Xavier.
Well, my name isn't Xavier, it's Xavier.
I don't care.
So, you know.
I say Xavier.
Yeah, alright. Whatever, David.
So.
David.
You know, I thought there was another fun thing that we could do that would be a little bit less controversial.
Okay.
Since it's the end of the year, or it's the beginning of a new year, how about we do like all the cool kids are, and we do a little bit of a retrospective of the year and the movies that we liked. But here's the concept. We do one-sentence reviews, because we're going to go quickly through all the movies we've seen this year, and it's okay if you forget some, so we're going to take turns, or we can both do one if we both really want to do one for a movie, where we have to review a movie that came out in 2017 in 5 to 7 words. One sentence. No more than that.
Okay.
And be as
right.
weird and funny as you want to be.
Okay, I can do this. I've already got a couple in mind.
So
right.
I'm gonna pull up like a list of movies that came up in 2017. So I'll just go through them and list the one. And if you say that you've seen it, we can go through that. So, did you see Split?
Split. That wasn't.
It was. It was January 2017. With James McAvoy.
The M. Night Shyamalan one? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That feels like it came out like 3 years ago. What a long ass year. Okay, well, Split. If you ever wanted to see James McAvoy have a lot of. Oh,
5 to 7 words.
Come on. If you said one sentence
or 5 to 7 words. If you want to, we can extend it to like maybe 10 or 12. But the idea...
because I'm counting every word in my sentence as I'm saying it. That's really easy to do. Is to keep it
short and sweet. And funny if possible.
Okay. Alright. James McAvoy is every character, and every character is cool.
Cool, that works. Okay, let's go on. John Wick 2. Did you see that? Okay, I saw it. No. So I'm going to say, Keanu Reeves is boring in Call of Duty, the movie.
I was going to say, I feel like I almost could imagine you saying the thing that you said to me as soon as you saw it, which was, who needs a main character?
Mm-hmm. That works too. That's your entry then. Lego Batman.
Probably the best DC movie in the past 4 years.
The Daleks stole the show.
That's a good one.
Okay, did you see The Great Wall? Okay, well,
no.
I saw like 20 minutes of it, so I'm going to do it because I want to make a joke.
Did you walk out on it?
No, it was... Okay, don't spoil it, because I just... Okay, here's gonna be the joke. The year's best laugh out loud, rolling in the aisles comedy. Okay.
Okay.
Next we're
All
in
right.
what?
So did you only? How did you only see
Well,
20 minutes of it?
because I watched it not in theaters.
Through very very legal
Very
means.
legal means.
You went to the store. You
Mm-hmm.
bought the DVD. You
Mm-hmm.
paid for it. You thanked the clerk. You shook his
And
hand.
I gave him a tip.
You know. You specifically mailed the money in an envelope to Matt
Yes.
Damon
Mm-hmm.
since he needs it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, next movie, Logan. I know we both saw this one because we saw it together.
Yes. All right. What to say about Logan? Gee, that sure was violent, but also pretty cute.
Murderous little girl gave me lots of feels.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. It's like a Disney movie, but with
Yes, exactly.
decapitations.
Okay, next one. Kong Skull Island.
Um. All right. um. Well, I guess Peter Jackson can't really compete with this amount of stupid violence,
Wait,
and that's
yeah,
Peter Jackson.
wait. There was a main character? That's mine.
How about
Are you sure there
All
was a
right,
main
so
character in that movie? Or
there was probably like
wait,
three main characters.
Tom
How
Hiddle?
about
Wait, Loki
the
was in
most
it?
annoying character? Wait, Loki was in it. All right. Kong Skull Island. The most annoying character in the trailer ended up being the most endearing character in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was genuinely invested in John C. Riley's dumb side
Mm-hmm.
story. I was worried he would die.
So did you see Life or Power Rangers or Chips?
I saw
Describe it.
Life. In the one
Yes.
sentence rule.
Review it in
Okay,
one sentence.
I can't believe it's not Alien.
That was perfect. Perfect. Beauty and the Beast, the live action movie.
Oh, I took a girl to see that one. The girl I was with enjoyed it a lot more than I did.
And you're not together now.
Well, we went on the one date, and that was it. So.
Did you see The Zookeeper's Wife?
Here's my one sentence review for Zookeeper's Wife. I didn't see it because I have better things to do. Oh, I get it. It's Trump. Ha 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 ha.
Ghost in the Shell?
So clever. Ghost in the Shell. All right. Having not seen it,
I can tell you. I saw it, so I'll tell you instead. Scarlett Johansson does too good a job playing a robot.
Oh, it's mean.
There you go.
Mean.
Let's move on.
How about I'll say, wait, why don't they have the nipples in this one?
No, you could say 0 out of 10 needed more nipples.
0 out of 10. Not
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
I'm gonna skip the circle because it was that boring.
Oh yeah,
Guardians
yeah.
of the Galaxy 2.
Oh, do you get it? Google is evil. Hashtag the circle.
No. Here's my one
Guardians
word.
of the Galaxy 2.
One word review of the circle. Hashtag woke.
It's a very woke
Let's
movie.
move on.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2. How about James Gunn is too good for Marvel movies.
That's it. That's perfect. I'm not gonna top that, so we're gonna move on. Alien Covenant. Wait, this is. Are you sure you didn't put in Alien in the DVD player? Are you sure?
How about boy, Ridley Scott sure does know how to ruin his own stuff.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Elongated guttural, depressed sigh.
That's my review of it.
Was that all one hyphenated word or several different
Yes.
words or one
All
big
of the
word?
above. Wonder Woman.
All right.
Least terrible DC movie.
Wow, that was watchable.
Okay. Transformers. Did you see the Transformers last night?
Transformers the last night. I sure did.
You did?
Here's my one sentence review. Yes, I did. I didn't see it in theaters. I learned my lesson after the fourth one. The fourth one? Okay, the fourth one's like 3.5 hours long, right? I had to go to the bathroom about the 2-hour mark. So, I probably gave myself like kidney damage trying to sit through the rest of it. So I learned my lesson to just watch those at home and also not give money to Michael Bay. Transformers the last night. All right. But that's not how the lore works.
There you go. Baby Driver.
Didn't see it.
I'll
give you one anyway.
Edgar Wright's
I'll give you one anyway.
Worst movie. That's the review.
Here's my review. Is it the cool new hipster thing to dislike Edgar Wright because it became too mainstream to like Edgar Wright?
Is that a dig against me? To be
Maybe.
clear, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying it's not as good as his other ones.
We watch clips from The World's End at least once a day in film school. That is such a well put together
Here's the one
movie.
all your fans have been waiting for us to talk about. Spider-Man Homecoming. One sentence.
Alright. Wow, Spider-Man is supposed to be violent? Since when? I could probably do multiple
Michael
ones.
Keaton
Hang on, hold on.
Was wasted. But still good.
Gee, that sure was a lot of character development that I'm sure they'll forget in the next Avengers movie.
1 second, I'll be right back.
Alright, I'll keep just riffing on Spider-Man Homecoming. Boy, that was a lot of action sequences where no one threw a punch or did anything impressive. Wait, Spider-Man is supposed to be strong? Since when? Wait, Spider-Man is supposed to be a little bit aggressive? Since when? Wait, Spider-Man's supposed to be kind of independent? Well, I mean, kind of at the end of the movie, but not really.
Anyway, enough
else.
about Spider-Man. Valerian.
Wait, Spider-Man is supposed to be able to solve problems on his own? Since when?
Let's do Valerian and the City of Thousand Planets.
Wait, Green Goblin is supposed to be able to solve problems on his own? Since when?
Is that your Valerian review?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. My review. Oof. It's dumber and better than you ever imagined it would be.
Okay, you know what? I think I have another
What?
one. Boy, that was a really awesome 15 different short films strung together.
That too. Atomic Blonde.
That was a really awesome scene with that one camera angle. Wait, there's more to it?
Bisexual, lesbian lady punches people.
It's more of like a recap than a review.
Entertainingly.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, alright. That gives it a little
That's
bit
it.
of an
Hey, that's
opinion.
my nostalgia critic review of it.
Where you just give a recap and then at the very end say a single thing that's opinionated.
Hey!
Hey!
We love you. Watch your
Give us
reviews.
a call, Doug. We watch your reviews a lot when there's nothing else on. Wow, I didn't know horror movies could actually have characters in them.
Blade Runner 2049.
It's the best movie you haven't seen.
Wait, I'm not the chosen one? That's a spoiler.
Aww.
But it's a good
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Though. To be honest, I think the statute of limitations have expired on spoilers, so we can spoil it all we want.
You know what? If everyone had any interest in watching it, they would have at least shown some by now or
Or
made
seen
an
it in
attempt.
theaters.
It's kind of, you know what? No one gives a shit if you spoil
It's
it.
not
No one
like we're
cares.
spoiling Star Wars or anything.
Harrison Ford is a robot the whole time, and he dies in the first 15 minutes. There you go.
So you thought? Did you see Thor? Mm-hmm.
Thor Ragnarok?
Okay, well,
Nope.
we're just gonna skip over that because neither of us saw it.
Isn't that weird? We've gotten to the point where I didn't see a Marvel
And I
movie.
didn't see it either.
It's a bit of a it's kind of a
I'll tell you, we'll review the
combination
movie
of
that I
things.
saw instead, which is Lady Bird.
it's that I'm very poor and can't afford going to the movies, and also I was like kind of iffy on that one.
Hey, we're talking about Lady
don't
Bird now.
Oh, wow. Okay, here's mine. Hey, did you like Juno because you don't have social skills? Well, here's another movie for you.
I'm going to do a slightly more positive review of it. Lady Bird, what John Green wishes he could write.
Totes.
I mean, it's actually a good movie because it has the traditional, above it all teen who's kind of looks down on people, but it doesn't make excuses for that and try to pretend like that's a good thing. It says it's a character flaw.
Teenagers are obnoxious, stupid people who think they know everything. So if you write a story where a teenager says, "Man, adults don't understand how we understand
the ending
everything,"
of that movie was basically
they'll love
Lady Bird saying like, just basically accepting her roots and saying she's not above everybody else, and she's proud of where she came from and she likes all that.
Huh. I'm sorry, I was yawning just thinking about it.
It's a good movie. It's an indie movie, but it's a good one. Murder on the Orient Express. Wait, there was a
The tagline is a spoiler.
tagline is a spoiler. That's a good one. Wait, there's a man behind the mustache?
You mean the mustache isn't the detective?
You can do this one. I didn't see it. Justice League.
Okay. Justice League, the movie where no one seems worried at all about anything, and everything goes pretty smoothly.
Okay, here's another one. Darkest Hour, the Winston Churchill movie, because I saw that. Really, really good until it isn't.
Yeah, I could see that. That's much like Churchill's life.
Shape of Water. I saw that one.
Abe Sapien is hot.
Surprisingly tasteful with the fish sex. An enchanting movie.
Yeah. There you go.
Last Jedi, because I didn't see it, but you did.
The most okayest movie that everyone hates.
Okay.
I didn't say great. I said
All
okay.
the Money in the World, because that's the last movie I saw. You'll never miss Kevin Spacey in the movie.
How about I feel bad for the person who did all of the makeup effects on Kevin Spacey because now
He
gone
got
to waste.
paid, so can't get too sad for him.
He got paid so my work couldn't be shown.
Okay, that's our recap of 2017. So what do you think of this year?
A lot of those reviews might sound like really angry and like mean and dismissive of the people who enjoy or dislike
But that's just
those
because
movies.
he's in assault mood right now.
Well, it's a combination of the salty mood and also the fact that it's hard to give a nuanced and balanced and fair review.
That's
as
the
few
idea,
words as
is that
possible.
we're
It's gotta be insulting.
we're being a little bit we're trying to Joss Whedon ourselves a little bit here.
It's gotta be a little bit
Yeah.
hyperbolic.
We've got to be Joss Whedon-y.
So you mean like have sex with like 300 people a week?
And be super Silly.
Super silly Joss Whedon. You know what that makes his if his first name was Silly and Joss was his middle name, you know that what that would make his
What?
initials? Silly Joss Whedon.
That was more like sensitive Joss Whedon.
Yeah, well, but that's a Red Letter Media joke. We can't steal that.
Well, we can say we're referencing it, so we're not stealing it.
That's how it works, you know. If you claim it's a reference, you can steal any joke or image or whatever you
Exactly. It's
want.
not stealing if you reference it.
Hey, here's a thought. How about just make a new joke?
No.
Huh? How about that,
That is
Seth
a
MacFarlane?
terrible idea.
Okay.
Who would actually reference and acknowledge other people's jokes?
What? I feel like you just kind of threw the opposite of the point we were making at me. Are you doing that thing where you're kind of like half focused on something else that I can't see right now? Like you're like clicking through a bunch of like
No.
emails, and then you're kind of like mindlessly talking, and sometimes the point gets a little lost, and then you contradict yourself.
Maybe, no.
Fair.
Maybe.
Hey, you know what? I there have been a couple of times where we were recording the podcast and I was playing video games, so it was like kind of hard to
That
actually
gives me
keep
an
the
idea.
conversation going.
Why don't I play some video games right now?
Oh boy, you could grip the controller so hard that you crack it and make the buttons
I don't have a
not work on the
controller
D-pad.
because I'm a PC gamer.
Oh, okay. So, you know, to have a similar effect, you should play a PC game and then just smash your face into the keyboard repeatedly.
How salty are you gonna get, by the way?
Buy me a new fucking controller, you asshole! These things are goddamn expensive!
This is why you play PC.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before we started recording, I told you I'd let you know that that I was about to start yelling, so you could turn down the volume. I'm very sorry. I apologize.
No, you're not.
You're goddamn right I'm not! I'll be sorry when I have a fucking controller I can use!
Just so you know, I've popped out the earbuds, and I'm not gonna put them back on until you stop yelling.
Alright, well, I guess you're in for a really long time of not having hearing damage, because you know what? Earbuds are bullshit. You have to wear normal headphones, because earbuds are just causing hearing damage, and your old 40 years old deaf thing, you're never gonna make it there if you keep using those things. You know?
I'm sorry, I listened to absolutely nothing of what you just said.
Well, you'll think it's funny in editing later.
I don't edit these.
Yeah, that's apparent.
It disrupts the flow of our back and forth conversationals.
Maybe do the thing where you like edit out several minutes at a time of just you and I saying racial slurs.
Who says we ever do that?
I don't know. It's probably happened at least once or twice.
This is news to me.
So anyway, Anna Kendrick said that she wanted to play Squirrel Girl online, and that was like 6 or 7 months ago. Maybe longer. Maybe it was like a whole year. I can't remember. Time moves kind of weird, and the perception is hard. But I posted a comment where I was like, nah, I'm not really down for that. I'd kind of prefer someone who has like more of like Squirrel Girl's age and body type and mannerisms. And the girl who plays Barb in Stranger Things had given, she'd expressed interest in it. You know, I said that would have been a better choice, right? So then someone replied to me and was like, nah, man, Anna Kendrick's hot. She should get the role. I said, so you just cast whoever based on like how hot they are? Would you cast like Taylor Lautner as Peter Parker? And then he got really offended and then started trying to defend it, right?
Would get diversity points because he's not a white
Oh
man.
yeah. He's not. Oh yeah, he's like 1% like Hawaiian or some shit.
I don't know, something like that.
He looks pretty white to me. All people look the same. Skin color is a stupid.
Well, you're
meaningless,
also
pointless-
literally colorblind, so
Skin color is a pointless physical attribute that we put social significance on. Culture is what's important, you know, and heritage.
Yeah.
But we should. I want to go to that alternate universe where everyone's divided up and start calling themselves races based on hair color, you know, and like we're working on ginger rights in that universe, and like everyone's tired of all the the blonde supremacy groups or the brunette privilege, you know.
No.
Because that's how silly that is. Anyway, speaking of race, this guy and I talked in this Facebook conversation for a little while, and I was still like really not buying his logic of cast someone because she's hot. And then he was like, "I'm offended, sir. You're acting like I should turn in my nerd card because I want someone to get a role for being attractive." And that's not the case at all. I was like, "You literally just said it, right?" And then someone else replied, a different person who just said check your messages, and then he sent me a message, but then blocked it so I couldn't reply. And he said, get out of mommy's basement before you make opinions online, you spick, because my last name's Mendoza. And they said, you want some actress that no one's ever heard of from Stranger Things to be a comic book character? Shut the fuck up. And that's the first time I'd ever been called a racial slur because of my last name. Yeah, you might have to censor out that word. So now you have to do editing.
Please don't.
It's like my Discord server where a bunch of really obnoxious, stupid people just start spamming the N-word, and then when the moderators, like, mute them, they get really pissed off about it. Hey, you know what? Here, because we're on Salty Xavier today, how about we talk about that a little? My Discord server is full of, like, really whiny, angry people. Like, there's people who are, like, well-behaved and contribute to the conversation, show up and post, like, art and stuff. Then there's the people
that one day
who
when
check
we
it, like...
visited and you were just, like, listening to some people do that while we were doing something else.
Yeah, but then there's the people who are in there basically 24/7. I'm not going to name names, but I think you know who you are. You probably don't listen to the podcast, so, you know, maybe I could name names, who cares? I won't. But there's some people who are, like, so active in there that they're pretty much in there, like, 24/7 saying something and take, like, maybe 1 or 2 hour breaks or at least long enough to go sleep, and then are just back in having more conversations. There's some really incendiary folks in there who are constantly getting into arguments, constantly making memes of other people, and then getting angry when those people are upset. People who send pictures of themselves for people to make memes with, and then get upset when people make memes of them and are like, well, gee, I don't know why they keep doing it. I asked them to stop, even though they're constantly creating the problem. There's people who are yelling at each other for their gender identity. There's people who have, like, political disagreements. There's people who just hate the moderators for existing, and every time a new rule gets enforced, suddenly they start yelling at the moderators and telling them they're fascists, and then they make their own Discord servers and invite everyone to that, and then they stay, like, you know, left for, like 2 days, and then they show back up and said, all right, well, you know, I love this server too much to leave it. It's like, no, you don't. All you do is complain about it, and you hate everyone in here. Well, anyway, yeah, we're looking for new moderators right now because all the old ones are so pissed that they want to leave.
I think you made me a mod and I just don't go on there ever.
I actually talk shit about you in the Discord server constantly because I'm hoping you'll log in and see
I never
do. I tag you. I specifically put your name in there and then say mean shit because I want your attention. And you always ignore
I just don't
me.
go in there. It just doesn't seem very interesting.
Yeah. Well, you know, maybe one day you'll see all the horrible things I wrote. One day.
Maybe one day I won't care.
What else am I salty about? Hey, so I have my my direct messages open on Twitter.
You should think about changing.
Don't. No, I'll leave them open forever because that's a really good way to talk with some people. And, you know, I've met some really cool people in there. Like that person whose name I don't know, or my buddy William, or Damien, or Brandon, or I met that girl once in there. Shut up, I went to school with you. You know, there's some cool people I met in there. However, there's some very uncool people.
Like me.
You know, don't send me a message just saying hi and then casually igniting conversation. And, you know, usually I'll try to be polite and I'll say hi back. And then you'll just, like, expect me to be your best friend all of a sudden. I have, like, 15 to 16 people I message every day online. You know, because a lot of my friends from high school go to different colleges now, and I try to keep up with them, or I have a lot of people online, or I have people I work with, you know, like colleagues, people I'm trying to get work done with, you know. I can't direct message every 13-year-old who thinks I'm cool and wants to be my best friend. I'm gonna sound like the biggest asshole, but you know what? I'm on a tear. I gotta do it. I don't want to be your best friend if you're, like, 12, because that's weird.
And if you're doing it, chances is 5 other people are probably doing it too.
Yeah, there's, like, 19 other people who are having the exact same conversation with me, probably. You know, I'll reply a couple of times, but, you know, yeah. Or for the people who I do talk to more than once, you know, who I, like, follow and stuff, there might be a situation where you message me, and then I look at it, and I'm driving or something, and I'll go, oh, I'll just reply to that when I get home. And because I have an hour-long commute to school, I'll get home, and then I'll forget about it, and the message will no longer be there because I already looked at it, so it'll just register that I saw it, and then I never reply. I'm not trying to be rude. It just happens, and it's hard to keep up with all of it, you know? I'm only
whenever I need something from him for a video, I'll have to text him at least 3 times before he does it.
Yes. I have a lot of shit to do. I try to keep up with all of it. It's very difficult. And also, for people who are friends with me on PlayStation Network and Xbox Live, I don't play very many online games, or actually any anymore, because, like, Halo stopped being good, and there hasn't really been any others that interest me, like, I'm not really that into Overwatch. So please stop inviting me to play online games, because I'm not really interested in them, nor do I know you that well. Like, if I would play that stuff, it would be with people I have an established relationship with, you know? And, as soon as I log into anything, like PlayStation Network or Xbox Live, please stop sending me a billion messages, because I enjoy the ones that are like, hey man, I enjoy your content, thank you for doing what you do, and I try to reply to some of those best I can and say, yeah, thank you, appreciate it. But then they keep doing the thing where they try to have more conversations. Typing on the Messenger in Xbox Live is a goddamn train wreck because you have to use the D-pad, you have to select every letter individually, and, you know, you have to click on it, and typing a message that's like 3 sentences long takes like 40 minutes. I don't want to do it, and nor do I want to hook up a headset just so I could, like, do, like, a text-to-speech that just, don't talk to me through Xbox Live, oh my god. And then please stop sending me messages at 3 a.m., because I like to leave the Xbox on and have, like, Netflix playing in the background while I fall asleep. I enjoy the light, a little bit of noise is fine, you know, helps me fall asleep. I'm just one of those people, right?
It's really bizarre. It's like, because the blue light from the TV does a thing with your eyes where it prevents you from sleeping.
That's why I face the wall.
But why have it on at all?
Because I like the
light and the noise are prevent you from sleeping.
Without the light and the noise, the voices start getting bad. But anyway.
You don't have schizophrenia, so it's not that bad.
Okay. But anyway, so I like to leave Netflix on. I mostly just turn on shows that I don't like very much, like Arrow.
Which is really dumb.
I leave Arrow on just playing reruns in the background. So when you see me, like, on Netflix or YouTube or whatever at, like, 4 a.m., don't message me going, hey, what are you watching? Because there's someone that did that. Like, someone who messaged me, like, 5 nights in a row going, hey, what are you watching? You want to get in a party and watch it together? I have Netflix, too, on here. Hey, what's your favorite show? Hey, so do you like that show, Archer? Yes, I do, but I'm not going to watch it. Like, no, what? Okay, and also, don't send me voice messages of you saying I am the bomb squad. It's not funny. It's not funny anymore. It was funny the first time. We're on like number 300. It's not funny anymore. Please stop sending me bomb squad. I don't care. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm over it. Anyway, what else? Who else should I yell at? Because that's what this episode is about. This is Salty Xavier. I'm very upset. Bad things are happening in life right now. Money troubles. Someone I know died, and I'm very upset about it. My dad's in the hospital. I need to get it all out. Okay, this is a therapy podcast. Okay. What else? That guy on Twitter, Doggy Doggo. I mean, you probably don't listen to it. There's this guy on Twitter who's been harassing me since April of 2016.
Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how fucking bad it is. There's a guy on Twitter. Was it April of 2016? No, that might have been August of 2016 that I got my Twitter. No, it was April of 2017. I think. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. It's been years. There's just this guy who follows me on Twitter, and every time he messages me with something really annoying, I tell him, please stop. And then he keeps doing it. And then I block him. And then he gets angry and starts tweeting about how much of a bad friend I am, even though we weren't friends. And then he gets into my live stream chat and starts cussing me out in there. And then I like unblock him and say, please stop. Like, why are you doing this? And then I report him. And then he gets his account taken down because apparently he posts like threatening and mean shit to other people too. Like calling people names on Twitter. And then he just makes another account and bugs me again 2 weeks later. And then we just kind of repeat this cycle where I ask him, please stop, please leave me alone. And I don't want to be your friend. And he keeps cussing me out and harassing me. And even one time he started messaging a whole bunch of people that I know, asking them personal questions about me. And every time I get him banned, he just starts up a new Twitter account. Like, why? Why won't he leave me alone? Why, Doggy Doggo? You know, for a while I thought he was like 12, but I guess he's 22. And the reason he's just so bad at typing is because English isn't his first language. For a while I thought he was just like an impressionable young person. But now I guess he's just like a really crazy, like, mind-addled adult. And that's almost more threatening and scary. And depressing. Who else should I yell at?
Let's see. I don't know. I think we've gotten enough of the salt. We can lay off that for a little bit.
Okay, so people who like Arkham Knight, you're allowed to like Arkham Knight. Me disliking the game does not mean that it's bad, nor that anything about the game is different. I disliked it. I stated why.
Okay.
You don't need to keep messaging me with 16 paragraphs about why I'm an asshole.
And hey, Star Wars fans, I don't have much sympathy for you. Like, when I was talking with my family about maybe seeing the new Star Wars movie, my brother, who's a huge Star Wars fan and saw it already, has basically taken upon it as his personal mission to make us not see it. And it's like, first of all, we can't dislike it until we've seen it. And second of all,
yeah,
other people can have different opinions than you.
No, he's the world's leading expert on Star Wars. If he doesn't like it, you shouldn't see it.
And that's the big thing, is that's a big speaking of a rant, that's a big rant that I have, is that other people can have different opinions than you, and that doesn't make your opinion any less valid, and disagreeing with you isn't an attack on you.
It doesn't affect the thing in question either. If someone dislikes it, it doesn't ruin it. Like, it's like that's those stupid people who tried to like set up a petition to have that one gaming review site change their review of Uncharted 4. We're like, no, it's unfair and biased. You didn't give a good review.
Leave Star Wars Episode 8 from the official canon, because that's the official marker of good Star Wars stories. Because as we all know, Knights of the Old Republic, because it's not canon, is a terrible story. And the Star Wars prequels, because they are canon, are really good.
Arrogant and obnoxious and stupid and self-absorbed those people are who sign that petition.
I think the guy who created the petition, he was on a bunch of
he apologized because he was on painkillers when he wrote it.
I get it. I was on pain meds this summer because I had my wisdom teeth removed, and you did too.
I had my wisdom teeth removed too, and I was like really grumpy for a little while.
I get what that does to you, so I understand that guy, and I'm like, whatever. But the people who have pressed on with it after that are the dumb people. And I remember my brother when he was over, I saw him reading an article on Reddit saying like, it's masterful how much Disney has dominated the media narrative of the Star Wars movie. It's like, what media narrative? That some people don't like it and some people do like it and the critics like it and it's doing really well at the box office?
Must be bias from the
Yes.
critics being paid off. Disney is giving them checks to give them good reviews, just like usual. That's why DC movies don't get good reviews.
Disney is giving the reviewers checks for those Marvel movies.
Yeah, that's yeah. So anyway, if you're one of those people who signed that petition to have it stricken from the canon and then remade in a way that you like it, you're kind of a giant moron. So first of all, Carrie Fisher is dead, so how are you gonna get around that? You can't CGI her into an entirely new movie.
You could, but it would look really bizarre and creepy.
It would look terrible like it did in Rogue
worse,
One.
Because there'd be more of it.
Mark Hamill is kind of getting up there in his years. He does not have time to film the same movie twice to appease bitchy fans. You know, he's got to get a move on. They got to film what they can with him. I'm not saying he's like on death's door, but you got to be careful with your older actors. And you know, I'm sure given his age, it's not really the funnest thing in the world to be, you know, on sets all the time. Like, you know, he's not a young man anymore. The kind of energy and excitement and, you know, movement he had when he was young to be on a giant movie like this, he can't quite do that anymore. He almost fell down a set of stairs in The Force Awakens and died. Like, that would have been it. Just a flight of stairs, right? You know, Harrison Ford broke his leg when a trapdoor fell on him. You want them to make an entirely new movie, like spending a whole year risking his health and safety just because you didn't like the story of this one. That's stupid. Mark Hamill's not going to do that. Disney does not care enough about your opinion to waste that amount of money.
This is something that I'm going to talk about in an upcoming video. Hint, hint. But the Disney only care, a movie company will only care about your opinion when they can make money off of it.
They're already making money. This movie is profitable.
$1.1 billion on a budget of $200 million. Yeah, they're making money. Yeah, they're not making Force Awakens money, but I think everybody expected that there'd be a drop because it's like that was like the first Avengers movie. It's such a unique experience in the theater that you can't really repeat that. So this whole narrative that's being spun of Star Wars The Last Jedi being a disappointment because some people don't like it and because some people because some people don't like it and because it's not quite as well as Force Awakens is complete crap.
Also, I think Star Wars fans are kind of toxic and annoying.
I can agree with that 100%.
Oh, hear me out. I think people who hate Star Wars and hate Star Wars fans are also annoying and toxic. It's like really obnoxiously religious people and like evangelical atheists. Like, I'm so smart because I hate Star Wars. Oh yeah? Well, I'm so smart because I love Star Wars. You know? And then any opinion that doesn't fall on love it 100% or hate it 100% must be wrong. Like, in the night I saw Last Jedi, I said that I didn't like, or I didn't even really say it. I just said that I enjoyed it. You know, I didn't have a terrible time. And then someone told me I was wrong for disliking Force Awakens and went on like a giant rant about how everyone who has complaints about it is biased and wrong and an idiot, right? Like, I got basically attacked.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't like that movie.
And when I didn't like The Force Awakens, somebody said, "Watch this video. This will show why you're completely dumb for not liking that movie."
And then I did say I liked Last Jedi, and then someone tagged it like a different YouTuber with more subscribers, and then said, "LMAO, this man." And I was like, "So you just tagged me so that someone more famous than me can come laugh at my incorrect opinion? Is that it?" He was like, "Well, no, that wasn't necessarily the goal of it. You know, I mean, I'm not unreasonable. I could be asked to delete it." I said, "Well, you don't have to delete anything. I believe in free speech. I just think you're being kind of an asshole. You know, it was rude and unnecessary." And he was like, "Well, I didn't mean to come off that way. You have a good night now. It's like, what? And then he also started rambling about how this YouTuber is correct in his opinion, using facts and figures about why The Last Jedi is bad. It was like the night it came out, so I was like, what?
Yeah.
He basically just said a whole lot of empty words
You know
as a
what
way
the
of
other really dumb
like
people are? The people who dislike the Star Wars movies for political reasons.
oh yeah, it's just like
SJWs
as soon as there's
the worst YouTube video that I've ever watched, or the one that just made me roll my eyes the most. One of the ones that I just kind of couldn't stand was this guy saying SJWs hate Ready Player One because they hate nostalgia. No, we hate it because it's a bad book that's going to be made into probably a bad movie. And then, of course, there's stuff like, oh, SJWs ruined this, or SJWs ruined that. If you're so flimsy in your opinions that you don't like something because of the other people who like it, then chances are you didn't really like it in the first place.
Yes. So anyway, I think people who are like a bunch of crazy, addled psychopaths about how much they love Star Wars and it can do no wrong, they're annoying. But the people who go out of their way to constantly post a bajillion things on Twitter about why Star Wars fans are toxic, stupid, evil people, tweet 100 times a day. Star Wars fans are stupid and wrong, and the movies are bad.
I was almost that person. I almost was this year. You know this.
Almost.
You can know this. I got so annoyed with the Rogue One because I think it's a genuinely bad movie, and I have my own complaints about it, that I wrote a video complaining about how much other people like Star Wars. I remember...
And then you, walked around a Walmart filming all the Star Wars merchandise saying that it's hard to get away from it.
And I'm kind of glad that this video... I rewrote this script, 4 or 5 times because I couldn't make it work. It just kept coming off as really obnoxious and abrasive. And then at the end of the day, I just decided to kill it.
Because it was obnoxious
Because
and abrasive?
It was a terrible video that... I wasn't saying anything worth saying.
You can let people enjoy things, if they have a good time with it, sure.
Because
as long as it's not something that's morally reprehensible.
Because, yes,
I get
I get really annoyed when I can't escape something. So what I'll do now is that when other people just start talking about Star Wars, I'll just shut up.
What a strange, trivial concept. The internet is kind of foreign to it.
So I did that. I almost was the hateful Star Wars fan. But then I got the better of myself, and I wasn't.
And now you're on the path to recovery.
So I think that you can not be an asshole on the internet. It's hard, but you can do it.
Yeah.
So that's the lesson for me.
I think one of the things, though, is that of my enormous audience, very few of them actually listen to this. So I can complain about them as much as I want. I mean, I love them. I wouldn't trade them for the world. But I'd trade them for $5. And, they're great. They've been very wonderful to me. They've caused me very, very much emotional pain. They're awesome, but why didn't they watch Alien Week? Those bastards.
Speaking of which, I think all you Xavier fans will be liking a video that's going to come out on my channel pretty soon, because it's got an exclusive scoop on it.
We've got an exclusive expose on a certain event from a little while ago that was a little bit. Expose. Xavier Pose.
Yep, exactly.
You should make a shitty Photoshop logo for that, with a really poorly Photoshopped picture of me in a suit at a desk. Okay. So. Yeah. It's
So,
should I spoil it, or do you think we should just wait?
it's up to you.
All right. Well, you know what? I think people should get interested in what's going on. If you want to know more about the background of Spider-Man Unreal Engine 4
Mm-hmm.
project, you know how I got involved with it, the
All
things that
that
happened behind the scenes,
unpleasantness.
and how it ended up failing. I basically just wrote like a giant page-long little essay about it, just to tell pretty much everything that happened. And it'll be a smaller segment of a larger video that David is doing about the nature of fandoms and the sense of ownership that they seem to take for things that they like.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So I'm gonna, and it's gonna be, the title of this video is going to be, um, Insomniac Games, a reflection on the nature of capitalism and fandom. Or that's my working title.
Damn. So like the video thumbnail will just be completely unreadable because
Well, I'm
there's so
not
much
gonna have all
text.
that on the thumbnail. It's probably just gonna be like Insomniac Games something. Insomniac Games.
Insomniac Games
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you. Fair enough. Yeah, because there's also that whole Twitter drama thing, which, you know, I'm
I
over
know.
that.
I'm
That's
I'm
fine.
over
I don't
that
care.
too, and that's the point that I make in the video is that I'm beyond that, but there's something that we need to discuss that wasn't brought up in all of that.
I mean, it was kind of kind of
Mm-hmm.
touched upon in like two sentences,
And that was what I was
and then the
trying
rest
to
was just
do,
people
but
screaming.
then people seized on the other half of what I was saying and then talked about they just talked about the how Insomniac isn't a bad company, and that wasn't my intent. It's just that my intent is to say that Insomniac is a company,
It's not an evil,
but
bad
it is one,
company, but
and
it
you
is a
can't avoid
company.
that.
So it's interesting. I think it's an interesting talking point that's not really going to be brought up by anyone else, and I think all the people in the Spidey Squad should give it a listen because it's very fair and
Mm-hmm.
even-handed. He explores it from a couple of different angles. I think if you guys gave him a chance, you might agree with a couple
And
things he'll
the
say.
one thing that I'm not
Um,
looking forward to that I'm probably gonna have to do is that when I actually get ready to upload this, I'm planning to message our good friend. Should I name him?
uh,
Our
yeah, go
good
ahead.
friend Evan Falarka and say like, "Hey, I'm making this video about this. Please don't react terribly. I am not trying to."
Please don't send a hit squad to my house that are all dressed in red
Mm-hmm.
and blue.
That's not my intent. So
Because you
I'm
know
gonna
he's
have to
got
do
one
that
of those.
eventually,
Like,
but I'm not looking forward
they're
to it.
sitting in his garage just cleaning rifles, wearing Spider-Man hats, like waiting for him to give the orders. The Spidey Squad is very militarized by
Mm-hmm.
now. Used to be just like a fan thing on the internet, but boy, if they started taking it to a whole other level, like
Mm-hmm.
extremism almost, it's crazy now how violent
Mm-hmm.
they've gotten. You know, last week I think I heard something about them attempting to assassinate Andrew Garfield.
Yeah,
So
because he
you
did
know, we'll
such
see
a
how that
bad
goes.
job in the previous movies.
Actually, I think Evan Falarka loves Andrew Garfield.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Huh. He's yeah. Do with that what you will. That information is out there now.
Yep. By the way,
We didn't say anything negative. We just said a
yes.
fact, okay? Anything negative is your own
Mm-hmm.
interpretation, all right?
I mean, I'm kind of nervous because Evan has shown a propensity to respond hastily and badly to things in the past.
You know, he did respond to the turkey sandwiches video very well, but that's because I gave him a heads up and I tried to explain
So that's
exactly
what
what
I'm
it
gonna do
was.
this time too.
And that video wasn't really bashing on him in particular. It was more like just like a bunch of people and like one or two things he said made it into the script, but that was like out of like a ton of stuff. And then of course it's like a metaphor for like 19 things at once.
Plus, of course, I'm talking about his sort of stuff a lot more explicitly and in a lot more depth than what you're doing.
You know what? I still remember when I told you about the turkey sandwiches video and I showed you the script. You said, this is the most passive-aggressive thing I've ever seen. I love it. And even though, like, you know, Josh hated it as we were making it.
Josh said, don't do
like,
it,
he was
don't
like,
do
this
it,
is...
don't do it.
He kept telling me not to do it. He still participated in filming it because he's a good sport. He's a trooper. But boy, did he hate it the whole way through and kept telling me not to film it. And to this day, you keep telling me that it's like your favorite video that I've done.
I'm very I wouldn't call myself passive aggressive, but I appreciate that sort of humor.
Yeah, no. Maybe you should make like just scrap the whole script. Just make the video an extended 15-minute short film about sandwiches and do it all in metaphor form.
But I've already shot it.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
And I don't, and I want to get it out before I go insane, and I just want to get it out of the way.
All right, you know what? How about this? We'll set some goals for ourselves. I'm gonna have the Punisher video, like, cause this is going up. What time is this podcast
I have no
going
idea
up?
at this point.
Either today or tomorrow. I'm gonna get the Punisher video done before the 17th, cause that's when I go back to school. Cause I'm on break right now. I'm gonna get it done before then. I may take a few days off from it to do the new cosplay video, but I'm gonna get that done. How about you have to get this done before the 14th?
That's my goal anyway.
Okay, all right. You got your work cut out for you. It seems we've been recording for about an hour now. Do you think this is a good spot?
We've been recording for about an hour. So,
okay.
How about we end this?
I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the Saltcast.
If you're wondering for movies to see, go and see Shape of Water, because that's amazing.
We apologize if we directly insulted anyone in a generalized way that applies to them.
We just don't think that anybody really watches this, so it doesn't really matter.
There's gonna be like 50 people in the comment. Okay, you know what? If you watch this, comment your opinion on today's episode. Like instead of just like clicking on it for 5 seconds and then clicking off, if you actually made it all the way through the entire podcast, just write a little 1-sentence thing in the comments about what you thought about it. I guarantee you, because that's the thing, is that the number of comments versus views is always like really skewed. You know, there's like 300 views and then like 6 comments. How about everyone do? If you're actually watching it, comment. Just do it. Tell us what you thought.
If you don't really want to comment anything
specific. If you think David is a scumbag, let us know.
If you don't know...
If you think I'm a scumbag,
if you don't know
let us
what
know.
to comment, just comment Bush did 9/11. Just so we know that you're listening.
Oh, God. But then even the people who do know what to comment are going to write that because everyone loves shitposting. Your audience is essentially a bunch of like Star Trek loving Tom Greens.
I don't talk about Star Trek that much.
Yeah, well, I don't talk about Spider-Man that much anymore.
But my Star Trek videos were never really all that popular, except for the one that a bunch of Star Trek fans watched and commented about how the SJWs are ruining Star Trek, and then they never watched anything else I made.
Okay, like, I hate current Marvel comics because of, like, the whole social justice thing that's infiltrated that, but, like, with Star Trek, it's like, that's kind of woven into it. I mean, if you like Star Trek, you gotta acknowledge that that's part of it. Star Trek has always been kind of an SJW thing, and it's, like, good, because it was, like, intended to be that way, you know?
Yep.
You know?
No.
Here's the thing. I have an opinion. It's that, if someone being, like, kind of, like, in your face about diversity is their intention, and they're not ruining something pre-existing that used to be interesting before, and they do it in kind of an interesting and like nuanced way, then sure, whatever, it's fine, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind Star Trek, it's cool. There's some great episodes. There's some cool
You've
characters.
watched like 5 episodes.
Watch like 40 of like different ones from the series after the original series, and I watched every single episode from the original series.
The original series is
I'm
the
sorry,
worst.
I don't have 900 hours of free time to watch
This might
every
be a
individual
controversial
episode.
opinion for actual Star Trek fans, but I don't have that positive an opinion of the original series.
Oh, you contrarian man.
I mean, it's just too like cheesy and 60s-ish.
True. It has some problems, but I appreciate it for what it is. See, I always feel like you get hung up on visual effects a lot. Like you sometimes forget that it's a product of its time or a product
No,
a
that's
product
not
of
it.
its
I just
budget.
think that the writing is just not quite there. It's a little bit too...
Hey, didn't we do a Couch Potatoes on Shin Godzilla?
Yeah.
Didn't you spend like half the video okay, I remember, okay. You and Josh were very upset about the effects in Shin Godzilla, and I was trying to talk about everything except that, but you guys kept bringing it back to
that Couch Potatoes will probably never see the light of day because we weren't recording audio. So I just have the camera audio.
Okay, well, you know, it could just be like the really like hard to hear episode. So, you know, how about that? You could still post it. Didn't we also watch Fight Club in that same episode? Oh. Hey, when are you gonna start editing these?
After I make my super controversial video. So I can go into my my folder right now, and this is an exclusive thing. I'm gonna tell you all the Couch Potatoes that I haven't made yet. Okay, I haven't made Couch Potatoes Akira and Old Boy. I haven't made Couch Potatoes Dark City. I haven't made Couch Potatoes Fight Club. I haven't made Couch Potatoes Kingsman and Kick-Ass. I haven't made Couch Potatoes Point Break. I haven't made Couch Potatoes Swiss Army Man and Shin Godzilla. And I haven't made Couch Potatoes They Live.
Jesus.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We
6,
did one
7.
for They Live? I don't even remember
it's
that.
In here.
What the hell? There are episodes that we recorded that I don't remember recording.
You're wearing
I don't
a
even
Moon Knight
remember
costume
watching them.
in this one. The whole time?
Including the
Not
mask?
the mask, always.
Okay, what the fuck was I doing? I was wearing a Moon Knight costume? What about that one where I was wearing a Miles Morales costume that wasn't
You're wearing a Moon Knight costume the whole time. And now Josh is laying on you. Yes, he was there.
He watched They Live with us?
Well, that's what this says in my... Yes, and he's wearing sunglasses.
Did I yell at him to take off the glasses at any point?
No, he's more like, put on the glasses and then take them off.
Oh, wait, no, yeah, put on the glasses. Yeah, that's what I'm sorry, I'd give you. But that
so
sounds
now
like something
he's laying on top of you with a pillow, and then I'm just sitting on the other side of the couch going, wait, I'm trying to talk about the movie.
Yeah, because like whenever the two of us or me are screwing around, you're always sitting kind of nearby just trying to keep up the actual conversation. Mm-hmm. It's kind of the opposite of what's happening when we're actually watching the movie, where like Josh and I are sitting and staring and enjoying it, and you're just like trying to set things on fire.
He just lays on you for the majority of this episode.
You try to deflect, but you know what? You know you're rambunctious and weird when we're sitting down watching stuff. You keep looking at your phone, or like
Josh
talking
looks
about
at his phone during pretty
politics.
much this whole review.
That's awesome.
And then of course there's a bit where you're on your phone talking to your like parents.
Again? Hey, do you remember that bad comic art thing where I got a phone call from both my mom and my dad at the same time, and I had to just kind of like try and keep up the conversation?
Yes. And then the audio cut out, and then I was just sitting on the other side of the Skype call going, I'm alone.
Yeah.
That was one.
That was like my favorite thing that we've done together for a video.
On
just because on not on Couch Potato, but on Bad
Mm-hmm.
Comic Art, just because because we couldn't hear each other, so we were both doing our own independent style of comedy. Like you were like doing this really deadpan, like sad, somber thing, talking about how like useless the universe
Mm-hmm.
is, and like talking about suicide, and I was doing like this dumb comedy movie bit where I was like trying to talk to
That
on
was
two phones at
amazing.
once and struggling really hard. And I put subtitles for both so you can kind of watch it twice and appreciate it for two
Mm-hmm.
different things. Oh, that was
That
great.
was.
We should we should do another Bad Comic Art.
Hey, I'm waiting on you for that.
You need to get the list of images, remember?
No, I gave you the places where you, and you need to go from there.
You know what? That's not how it works. I don't give you like a low resolution one that was taken with a cell phone and tell you to go find
Well,
the
it's your
source.
show. It's your show.
What? It's our show. You came up with the premise.
No, no, I just laughed at Bad Comic Art, and then you said, "Hey, we could make a show out of this."
Oh
I
shit, I
inspired
did?
the premise, but you came up with it.
Fuck, I'm an idiot.
Yes, you are.
I shouldn't have said that out loud. Not the idiot part, the we should make a show out of this part. I should have just kept that to myself. Now we wouldn't have to make one every couple of months.
Yeah, who needs to be a YouTuber anyway?
Remember when we were gonna make one like once a
Yes.
month? And the last one came out in like September,
That's your fault.
and it's January
That's
now.
your fault.
I didn't say it wasn't.
It's
It's
your
just
fault.
it's just an observation. Okay, all right. I gotta look for a Ninja Turtles one. Are we still
Yes.
recording? Oh.
No.
Oh.
No.
All right. Well, see you next week.
Bye.